the trident bearer, the ruler of waves, the lord of the seas, Poseidon, almost as equal to Zeus, and is one of the three most powerful deities in whole of Greek mythology. If you like content such as these, you should consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Poseidon is one of those ancient Greek characters that is widely famous in modern pop culture due to his presence in movies, games, comic book series, and more. He's one of the 6 original Olympians, being the son of the Titan Cronus and Rhea. Thus was the brother to Zeus, Hades, Hestia, Demeter, and Hera. He had one of the most vital roles in the war against Titans, as he fought alongside Zeus arm in arm to help the gods overthrow the rule of Cronus and the Titans. After overthrowing their tyrannical father Cronus, Poseidon's younger brother Zeus came into power as king, but he decided to divide his rule among his brothers. While Zeus and Hades will rule the heavens and the underworld respectively, Poseidon became the king of the ocean. The powerful god of the seas is also ranked among the 12 Olympians, the most powerful and influential deity in Greek mythology, dwelling in Mount Olympus. When the name Poseidon comes to mind, perhaps the first thing one can imagine is his weapon, the mighty trident, which is also a divine attribute to the god. He had complete dominion over the movement of the seas and the ocean, and was associated with storms, rain, and flood. But his influence was not limited to the seas, as his anger and wrath can cause devastating earthquakes and landslides that can reshape entire land masses in the world, and this is also referred as the Earth Shaker. Being one of the most powerful deity of the Greek triad, he had high authority and a significant influence in Mount Olympus. Many considers him as the second most powerful god in Greek mythology, only behind Zeus, the king of the gods. Although he has a seat as a member of Zeus's council in Olympus, he also has a throne deep down within the seas as he triumphs over his glory, with his subjects accompanying him in the journey. These subjects of him are the hippocamus, horses with fish tail that pulls his chariot, while the other beings that accompany him are the sea nymphs, mermaids and mermaids, and other lesser sea deities. His symbols are his weapon trident, dolphins, and horses, as he is well regarded as the lord of all horses, being the one to create them in the first place. In the mythos, there are 2 common stories that is dedicated to how Poseidon created the horses. The first story involves him and Demeter mating in the form of horses, giving birth to a divine horse. This is by far the most common concept in the Greek mythos, that is gods and goddesses mating in an animal form. The other story regarding the creation of horse was the dispute between Poseidon and Athena, the goddess of wisdom and war, as they competed for glory and respect among mortals. Poseidon and Athena wanted to have a city dedicated to their name, so they appeared in the mortal world as both the gods presented gifts as bribes to the citizens. Here, Poseidon created the horses and gifted it to the men, claiming this animal will help them pull cargoes and other goods that will improve trading and the economy, and will aid in war, pulling chariot, helping in the growth and development of society. Athena, on the other hand, presented an olive tree and said that this fruit will grant them oil. The winner of the contest was of course Athena, as the people of the city chose her to be their patron goddess, and the city was named Athens after Athena. Poseidon was married to the goddess Amphitrite, simply referred as the Queen of the Seas, who was the daughter of Nereus and Doris, and Poseidon and Amphitrite together had a son named Triton and a daughter, Rhodes. Triton had a similar depiction like his father, as he also carried a trident but had the lower body of a fish, and their daughter Rhodes was said to be the personification of the islands of Rhodes. But just like his brother Zeus, Poseidon, despite being married to Amphitrite, have several other affairs with goddesses, mortal women, and even some monstresses and demonesses. These resulted in the births of many gods, demigods, and even some monsters, giants, Cyclopes, and many other mythological creatures. Thus, one can say that Poseidon had the most different variety of offsprings through his relationships, even more than Zeus. As other than being the god of the seas and earthquake, he fathered many famous and powerful heroes, like Bellerophon by the princess Eurymene, and the famous king of Athens Theseus by the princess Aethra, and Agenor, the king of Tyre, by the Egyptian princess Libya, and many more. Some of his other children were the famous giants like Orion, the giant hunter, who became a constellation in the sky, or the twin giants Otus and Ephialtes by the queen Ephemedia. He also fathered some monsters like Antaeus and Charybdis by Gaia, Mother Earth. And when it comes to the creation of horses, he fathered a divine horse with Demeter. The story of his creation of horse also related to his affair, as he wanted to sleep with Demeter, the goddess of harvest and fertility. But to avoid him, Demeter turned into a mare and ran away to hide herself. But avoiding Poseidon's eyes is not that easy, as he also transformed into a stallion and mated with Demeter. This resulted in the birth of the divine and immortal horse Airon, which can also talk like humans. Another legendary creature that Poseidon fathered is Pegasus, the winged horse, by the gorgon Medusa, with whom he also had Chrysaor, the golden boar monster. Throughout the ancient Greek world, there were several worship cults of Poseidon and many temples erected to his name, with most being at the coastal sides, while other temples being in the middle of central cities. Although there were many sea deities like Thalassa, Pontus, Oceanus, and many more, these were minor sea deities. It is perhaps more easy to regard one figure as the god of the sea. Or maybe it is because over the time he got many agencies and control over the dominion of the seas, while the other less popular deities had simply less power before the earth shaker and the trident bearer, Poseidon.